What's up YouTube, it's Raid Hero here, and I'm gonna deck profile my Regalia deck profile. Set 14 just came out. Pulled pretty broken, if you guys haven't heard. I entered like 5 sneak drafts. I pulled a ZR, SP Jet, and GR. It's pretty good. I plussed quite well. The ZR was a Gize. And then got a box today from Azure Pickle, and I got an SP.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, pretty broken set 14 luck so far. Anyway, deck profile. We're running the new starter. It's really good because it adds drop to allow your Angelica to do stuff. Plus, it gives you a card to your hand, which is really nice. And of course, more soul, which is needed in the deck. I'm actually like mildly tempted to run a main deck copy, but it's a little iffy. And then we're playing 4 of the new heals. Pretty self-explanatory. We like having optional extra skills to countercharge mostly, soul charge sometimes, but this deck you can burn through counterboss very quickly, and this is like your only reliable source of countercharging because nothing countercharges in Regalia, so that's why we're playing those. We're playing 4 of the new Kakurihimes because she gives you power and she draws, so why not just play it? And it's a Regalia name now. And we're playing 4 Clear Angels. Regalia named crit, and we like crits. It's a restander deck. And plus, Minerva stands your field anyway, so stands are a bit redundant. And then rounding off with playing a Witch crit. We were originally playing Kakurihimes, but after testing, I literally run out of triggers every single time I play the deck. So this is a way to potentially get triggers back in your deck, and it also shuffles your stack. I mean, it's normal units, so it doesn't matter a whole lot, but if you really want to like see your PG maybe, if you don't have like Soul Blast play, or if you just want Stride Fodders to come to your hand quicker, in case you're running low on those, then that's an option. Or heck, if you just want like your Recycler, then that's another option as well. So then we're playing 4 Regalia Stride Fodders, searches any of your Regalia grade 3s, so if you want to be cheeky and play like 1 copy of Minerva just in case in a certain matchup, you can. Like, I'm thinking about it, but at the moment we're just playing for consistency. 4 PGs with Regalia because it's a Regalia named PG and its skill is actually good. Like, you can do cool stuff because if you're desperate, you can pitch this to Stride and get it back if you have another one somewhere to Soul Blast, and so you're not like completely out of PG. And it's just nice to have a PG that can be used many times if you're really lucky. And then we're playing 4 of the new grade 1 because it draws you a card, it gets +3 power, and it sends cards back to your deck so you don't deck out. Unfortunately, it's only normal units. I really wish they would have let you send out at least 1 trigger, kind of like the new rescue grade 1, but we take what we can get, and not decking out is just nice, and we don't have to play Dreaming Dragon, a stand trigger that is not a Regalia unit. And then 2 Shiny Angels. It's like kind of a filler card. It's kind of nice to just be able to shove stuff into your soul, but a lot of times it's either going to be on the bottom of your deck, your drop zone because of the new grade 1, or it's just going to be in your soul. So they're like kind of awkward. So you could probably play Scolds here, but I feel like Scold is also kind of iffy because it needs to stay on the board, and it's only at the end of turn. So you don't get the value right away when you might need it. Grade 2s, Freya, like the best grade 2 for the deck because you can use it early game on grade 3, and it just helps feed your soul as well as, you know, the draw. Plus, on Minerva turns, she gets +6, which is pretty relevant, especially if you combo it with this grade 2, because this one's Soul Blasted, you can give +3 to a unit on your field, and it also has the ability to copy Darkside Princess, whatever her name was, like just a smaller power boost. It's only a +2, but she can hit and run into your soul, and then be Soul Blasted out on like any of your Stride skills. And then we're playing 4 of this grade 2 because it does pump your Vanguard by 3k. If you have 2, it kind of makes a difference, or if you combo it with the other grade 3, you can try to make numbers. It also is just like, it's a GB locked Chimera that only sends 2 instead of 3, but like I said, it does give the power, which can be relevant. So that's why I like it over Chimera in that sense. And it's also pretty budget friendly. I have the Chimeras, I'm liking that card more because it does just a little more. And then grade 3s, of course we're playing 4 of the new Angelicas. She's like really amazing actually. Just the fact that you can get a card which is with your starter. You can use your on ride to like shove a normal unit to soul, draw a card, and then you kind of get back a plus. Even if you have the G assist into her, you get back a card, assuming you use your starter or just guarded with a normal unit. And then her stride skill, you can get 1 to soul, 1 to hand, and then more drop zone to either go back to the bottom of your deck or into your soul. Really cool stuff there. And I guess if you play the Minerva, you can cross ride, so that's cool. We're playing 3 of the new common grade 3, just to pump our Minervas. That's actually like all she does, and she does go to your soul too, which is kind of nice. Having that 1 extra soul can matter, depending on your situations, but also pitching like all the copies of these in your hand to make one really buff Minerva is also pretty funny, because you can, you know, overpay the cost of stride just to get big Vanguard power, which is really cool. You just don't want to ride it. It does absolutely nothing on Vanguard, which is why you might play the Verthandy or however you pronounce your name. But that is to your own discretion whether or not you want to play that. G-Zone. Sabreeze, pretty self-explanatory. We also don't even play the Minerva or the Break Ride, so like we have no consistent early game other than Freya, which is only drawing less a card and shoving stuff to soul, so yeah. And then of course we play 4, if it won't stop sticking to the sleeve, 4 Minervas. Restanding Vanguard that can also stand your whole field. Pretty amazing card. Really self-explanatory in this one for this deck because you want to max copies of this because she's a persona flip and you just want to use your skill as much as you can. And then like unlike Joker matchups, if you have a decent hand size and you can just stride into her using her GB3 and just not use the axe skill, so you can have just double Vanguard attack if both of your rearguard columns are locked. You have more pressure that way instead of just 1 Vanguard swing. It'll only be a 26 with turbo drive and then no drive, but it's still pressure. Also, someone sell me SP plus. No one pulled one locally except for one person who's not getting rid of it because it's just gonna go in his collection binder. Feels a little bad. Playing the rare stride, she's actually really good, and I'm like 90% certain I'm bumping this to 2 because when you run out of counterblasts in this deck, which happens enough times, unless you're like playing super conservatively, but you're not plussing when you do, she can also countercharge too. So if you blow through your counterblasts and you choose not to draw and you choose to countercharge instead, you can potentially extend your plays, which is really cool early game because if you're low on damage, you can only do so much. With your on stride plus a Freya, you know, you have more opportunities to do stuff. Or you can just draw a card, because we like cards in our hand. So, yeah, that's why I'm tempted to bump this up to 2. And then we're playing 4 Earths. Definitely considering cutting these to like 2 at most. It's kind of also there for like potential Link Joker matchups and stuff, where you just go in with a fat Vanguard with like crits. It's like an option. It's not like an amazing option, but it's something. It does stuff. But of course, remember you have to have a face-up Regalia to use its skill, which thankfully the new G-Guard is, which can be relevant. Potentially throw in an Ultima here, but Ultima doesn't really work that well in the deck. It's better used to just stride into like Minerva or the rare stride, or even this. And then, so you could just throw in another of this with the Ultima if you really want to. And then we're playing G-Guards, 3 air, like the biggest shield value giving G-Guard, so we're playing a lot of copies of this, and it's a Regalia, so again it works with Earth. And then we're playing one of this, I think the G-BT14 G-Guard. It's okay, it's situational, but it can get you more shield, more than like other shields if you don't want to blow through these for some reason, or if you don't have the drop zone for this. You kind of have to make sure you have a drop zone to get the most shield value out of this, but this also requires you to have a field. So just take that into note. This one is just nice. This G-Guard, you can shove, you know, any 3 units to your soul, plus 5 shield. Pretty self-explanatory, solid G-Guard. And then we're playing one of the Larie something. This card probably doesn't see as much use because you're sending stuff back to the deck and you already have stuff that does it, but if you decide to play the GB8, which is another thing you could drop for in the Earth slot or something, or even cut a G-Guard if you really wanted to, you can send cards back to your deck. So yeah, that's an option as well. And again, it flips another G-Guard so you can get to your GB8 faster if you play it. And that is the deck profile. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later.